Hey everybody, welcome back to Mafs Virgin. I'm Brian, and taking my clothes off in front of a stranger is something I don't do.
And I'm Kim, and I'm a button master.
I hate them. like,
Yeah,
I'm happy they have each other, but I have a lot of thoughts when we get to our Austin and Jessica section here.
yeah.
Before we do that, what is your non-Mafs content this week?
Been deep in the bear on Hulu.
Okay,
So, in case anyone wasn't aware, it's the fourth season is out. I think it came out a couple weeks ago. I'm only one episode. The only episode I haven't watched is the season finale, but I really like it. What I've always liked about The Bear as someone from Chicago is that I feel like there are a lot of Chicago set shows that like don't actually reflect Chicago. Like
sure
they'll
don't.
have like one stupid Wrigleyville reference, but then they're like eating brunch in front of palm trees and it makes me crazy. But like the Bears, like Chicago is a character in the show. And there's a lot of just like cool references to the city. I think they've done a good job of incorporating a lot of what the city is into the show, and the music supervision absolutely slays. So
See, I've never seen The Bear. Um, I think I had a friend who was like, "Oh, it's really good, but it's incredibly stressful." I'm like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to be stressed.
yeah. They also have great cameos or like guest stars. Like Jamie Lee Curtis is in it regularly. She's incredible. John Mulaney pops up. Uh, Rob Reiner has been in the last couple
Oh.
episodes. Like there's just some great like people just pop up all the time and you're like, this is great. So
See, I
yeah.
appreciate you pointing out how wrong most shows get Chicago. I thought Shameless did a pretty good job with it.
Yes.
But like, I think what is it? Is NBC the one that has like Chicago Med, Chicago PD, Chicago
Yes, and
Fire?
they film in Chicago. They film in
What
Chicago.
they don't have, what they don't have is a single Chicago accent on any of those shows. Like, you can't just take like a New York accent, like, oh, that's how people from Chicago sound. Like, no, they don't. I need a flat A. I need a
Yeah.
sibilant S. Like, these are things that we do. And it's like, no, if you don't have both of those, if you aren't talking about, save big money at Menards, I don't want to talk about it. And so I think that it feels nice when they get it right, because so often they're just like, yeah, Chicago, Boston, New York, it's all the same thing, right?
All the
Like,
same.
no, man,
Yeah.
not the same. My non-Mavs content, I was all set to talk about The Final, which is a sports documentary on Netflix that I think I missed somehow. It was about the 2021 Euro League final between England and Italy, which took place at Wembley Stadium. England, for those who don't know, despite being the most soccer crazed nation on the planet, have been absolutely snake bit in major championships. Like, the last one the men won was 1966, and it's just, and they keep on losing via PKs. Like, they can't get right. So I was going to talk about that. It's a great documentary all about like the disaster of crowd management and people just like, there's 100,000 people outside the stadium all doing cocaine at the same time. Like, it was
Cool.
just a lot of mess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Until this morning, something popped on my radar that I didn't
Yes.
even see advertised. I just happened to turn my TV on and it was like, oh, this is playing right now on A&E. There's a show called Evict My Child. Imagine the kids from My Super Sweet 16 with that level of like entitlement and I deserve everything. Only now they're like 35 and their parents aren't rich and they live at home still. And
Okay.
it's just like the parents are like, I want this bum out of my house. I don't know how to do it legally. Like, they're basically squatting here and they've never moved out. And I'm kind of a pushover and don't have the ability to be like, get the fuck out of my house. So I have to hire an attorney who will like draft paperwork to get my kid to leave. It is shocking. Like,
Oh
the
my
degree to
God.
which people are like, no, no, no. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay for rent. What do you mean clean the kitchen? Yeah, I made the mess. So I'm just like, what is going on with these people? Um,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be hooked. It's only one
Okay.
episode in. It's a brand new thing, but I was just like, for my cringe watching, we don't have I Love a Mama's Boy on right
Mm-hmm.
now. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have Smothered on right now. There's a lot of those shows that I enjoy. This is gonna fill that void for me for a
It's
little
gonna
bit.
do it for you. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Now that we've gotten all that out of the way, what couple do you want to start with this week?
Why don't we just rip that band-aid off and start with our friends Jessica and Austin?
Brother, I mean, at least they didn't give us a whole lot of them this week. I want to make it clear. I don't dislike them as people. I don't think they're bad people. They are so irritating to me.
Oh God, they are the most and they're so annoying. I can't deal. They're too much. They're annoying individually. They're more annoying together.
Yeah.
They exhaust me. Like it was basically like they could not, like the volume of jokes that they tell one after the
Not even
other that they think
jokes.
is so funny. Like it's like they can't even get one joking statement out of their mouth before they're on to the next and laughing, and it is none of it's funny and it's all exhausting.
No, they're both played by Kristen Wiig. I'm just like, no, yeah, you are doing a great job being the Kristen Wiig annoying character, which she plays better than maybe anybody. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, and her characters that are annoying are not like off-putting. It's not like, oh, this person like sucks. It's just like, man, what is up with why don't you calm down? Why can't you be normal? Like we see them get back to the hotel room and every couple had like rose petals on the bed,
Yes.
which don't do that because then I have to clean it up. Like it's not. I get the fold the towels up into like kissing animals. That's cute, but like
Mhm.
I don't need the rose petals. Everyone else handles it pretty well. Like, oh, that's so sweet, or like get a picture of it, or if they make a
Yeah.
notice of it, they're just like, I don't know what to do with these rose petals. Do I throw them on the
Yeah.
floor? I'm like, you have two options: they go on the floor or they go in the trash. Like these are
Yeah.
your two options. You don't need to turn this into an Abbott and Costello sketch.
Yeah, or honestly, I would probably just leave them on the bed. Like they're above the comforter. Like
Sure.
if they naturally fall off, oh well, like someone else has to clean it up, not me.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Housekeeping will take care of this, but like
exactly.
to be paralyzed by indecisiveness and laughter about this, I'm just like, you
Yeah.
guys, like it's too much. Then there's a moment that I have to talk about because we talked about this on Temptation Island. Austin helps Jessica out of her dress, and he's
After a whole
very
thing with
excited.
that, by the
Oh
way.
my
Oh,
god,
the
the
buttons. Oh, I'm
buttons
a
and
button master. Oh, there are so many buttons. Oh, what do we do
I
about
can't
the
button my own
buttons?
shirt.
Oh, the buttons. Oh my God.
Fucking hell.
Ugh,
Again,
I just
every
can't,
husband handled this okay.
I just
Except him.
irritated myself.
It's wild. But then like he talks about how, oh, I'm very excited my wife has a nice butt. And I'm like, huh, I hadn't noticed. Let me take a look. And I'm like, brother, my brother in Christ, what are we what are we talking about here exactly?
I mean, if we're going off of everything we know about this man, he's very quiet and he just loves to cook unseasoned chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just the breast, not even a thigh.
I am not surprised. That's
No, it's probably the biggest one he's ever seen. And I'm just like,
mhm.
oh man. All right. Well, you set me up for failure. Um, they get in bed. I think, yeah, they get in bed, and Jessica's like in her confessional. I think we're just both naturally awkward people, and I'm like, you think so? Helen Keller would have noticed that, Jessica. Like,
I was like,
yes,
what?
you guys are bumbling fools. Like,
This is
yeah,
brand new information.
but on the other hand, at least they're both that way. Because imagine if like he was that way and she was like Taylor. It's just like, dude, what the fuck
Oh
is
my
happening
God.
here? It's a lot. It continues the next morning because we have a talk about the farting couch.
It's what the
Look, a farting couch can be one of two things. The way that they do it is, oh, I sit on this couch and it kind of makes a fart noise. Much funnier if you're like, well, that's the couch that we fart into.
yeah.
Like, we don't, it muffles the sound, the stink goes right into the cushion. This is our designated farting couch. No, it's just because they sit down and it makes a little bit of noise. And these two cannot stop laughing at all.
And it's like, listen, I love a well-timed fart joke. I don't care that I'm
Mhm.
42 years old. Like farts can still be funny at this
Sure.
juncture in life. Not this.
No, an actual fart is funny. The sound of like Naugahyde rubbing against vinyl is not going to make me laugh. And like, if you told me that every time only one of them was on camera, the other one was like hitting a bong off camera, I'd be like, well, that explains all of this. Like, yeah, they're high as shit. No wonder they can't stop laughing. Like, no, these two are stone cold sober,
Yeah.
just incapable of not laughing.
Hmm.
It's a lot.
Very much a lot. I like the whole napkin thing when they get the breakfast, like, oh, there's only one napkin. Okay,
Oh
let's
my
just
God.
put it on each sheet. Oh, what do we do now? Like, it's just everything is like a performance.
Truly, bitch, there's hand towels in the bathroom. Go get one of those if you need something else. Like, there's answers for these things that normal adults would adapt to.
Yeah.
We get Austin meeting the in-laws, and like,
Yes.
he's not talked about this. I don't know how. If I had just spent the whole night with this woman and then I see her identical twin who I don't really know the next day, I would have a hard time.
Yeah.
Like, my brain would short circuit, I think.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, well, do I also think your butt is good? Like, I just have a lot of problems.
That threw me at one scene from the wedding as well. Like when he was sitting talking to the bridesmaids, and then her sister came over. And for some reason, her sister was wearing like a cream colored dress.
Yeah.
And so I actually thought it was homegirl. And so I was like, wait, why is she coming to sit when he's talking? Oh no, that's her sister.
It is really, it's like they're doing it on purpose. I'm like, I can tell them apart in a way that I often struggle with twins. I can tell these two apart somehow, but I'm just like, no, I would have a hard time having this conversation and then going right back to look at the other you again.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's a fine meeting. Jennifer likes him.
Yeah.
He's unoffensive and says good things. So like, yeah, that makes sense to me.
I did laugh when Jessica's husband was like talking to him and just like, yeah, and the twins, and you know, they're very close, and maybe she can talk to you instead of calling us all of the time. I was like,
right,
husband is over it.
That it's been brought up so many times, and now I'm like, oh, it's probably a problem in your relationship where it's like you guys are on the phone just text each other, text. That's fine. We have Jessica's meeting with the in-laws. Again, Austin's a mama's boy, and it comes through many a time. And his mom is like, well, what are your intentions with my son? And it's just like, well, you know, I think she says something like, oh, I think he's perfect so far. And the mom actively cringes. I'm like, why
saw that too. And it was after the grandma was like, he's a perfect package. And Jessica, and she was just like green. She's like, yeah, seems like it so far. And the mom makes a face. And I was like,
I wonder if it was because of the so far part. I wonder if she's like, no, you must say he is perfect and you had no doubts.
Right. Because
it was a lot.
12 hours. And of course he's perfect. Like,
yeah. She's also like, well, you know, I've got this twin sister and like she's married and has a kid already. I'm like, you don't want to inject that, like, I'm doing this to try to keep pace.
Jesus. Yeah.
It's not really what you want to hear. But by the end, you know, mom is won over. Everyone likes Jessica again because these two are really, if you know your kid's like a quirky dork, this is like a best case scenario.
Yeah.
Because prior to this, you might have been thinking, I don't know if they're ever going to find anybody. Like this might be alone forever territory. They didn't have a whole lot with like their honeymoon prep. A lot of the other couples got like a little scene. I didn't write anything down for theirs.
Nah, they were.
Because they're probably just laughing at each other the whole time. And
she was way too excited to wear the matching outfits, though.
Oh my god, yeah.
I have feelings about the matching outfits, but just for all of them. But yeah, she was way too excited about it.
And see, we kind of did that. So when we had our honeymoon, I'm trying to think of when this was. I think right before we went to Minnesota for the wedding. My wife got us matching t-shirts that just said married AF in like big bold letters on the chest. And she's like, we're going to wear these like to the airport. And, you know, when we get to the, I'm like, that's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it wasn't like jumping up and down, like high-fiving strangers about it. But I'm like, yeah, this is cute. We're cute. Yeah. You got a cute picture of us in these shirts. It's fine.
Yeah.
At 3 a.m. in the Minnesota airport or whatever.
Yeah.
She's too excited about everything though. Like everything. I mean, let's talk what happens when she goes out on the balcony for a second. She goes in the balcony, and first of all, Panama is for sure the farthest I've ever gone for a honeymoon on this show. Yeah. Usually they're a lot closer than that, but Panama's pretty far. But
also on the plane were the two of them trying to sing the song Panama.
Yes.
Because they weren't doing a very good job. They just kept going, Panama, Panama. And I'm like, no.
Which
Panama.
Which is a nonsense song fueled by cocaine. So like, it doesn't. It's not even a cool song to sing. But they were just screaming Panama, Panama on the plane. They get there. She's like, I'm gonna go out on the balcony while he's brushing his teeth or whatever. She comes in incapable of speech. She can't put words together because she let what I'm going to assume is like a katydid or something. It's a big ass bug.
It was a very big
come into the room. It's a big bug. And then she's like, oh, it could be friends with the lizard on the wall. And I'm like, okay, so there's a gecko on the wall, there's a bug in the room, and we get no resolution. Did Austin kill the bug? Did they get the gecko out? The next shot we see is Austin getting into bed right next to the lamp that has Mothra on it. So like, I don't know what happened here, and I don't know why I needed to see that.
Honestly, I would have hung out with the lizard. I would have let it stay.
Yeah. No, lizards are chill. I don't mind a gecko. When we were on our vacation in Mexico, there were just iguanas walking around everywhere. It was awesome. Like it felt like we were on White Lotus.
Yeah.
But yeah, all we get for the rest of them, thankfully, for this episode is them laying in bed and her unable to lay still and not laugh. And I was like, okay, he's not even saying anything. You're not saying anything. You're just laying in bed, busting up laughing out of nowhere. It's like when I lay in bed and listen to like a funny podcast in one ear as my wife is trying to read like a suspense novel. And I'm trying to fight the laugh. Also, I'm just like, she's like, what are you doing? like that would be irritating, I'm sure. I'm trying to fight it. In this case, she's not listening to anything. She's just laying there in the dark, eyes closed, and then just explodes laughing over and over again.
The only amount of credit that I was willing to give her / them is that it probably is like awkward to be like, okay, we are going to bed now, and like laying down and the camera crews are just in your face.
Standing there.
Yeah. And so maybe it was a reaction just like, what are we supposed to do? You know?
I mean, maybe there was a moment where I thought he was getting a little bit fed up, where he's just like, well, okay. She's like, all right, I'm done. Good night. And he's like, no, you're gonna start laughing again in a second. She's like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, all right, like, oh, I hope he hits his breaking point and is like, we have to bring this down from like an 11 to like a 7 at least.
We just have to exist as normal people for 5 minutes a day.
Right. Can we read a newspaper? Can we watch something boring on TV, like a lion documentary or something, to kind of even us out a little bit? Because this is too much.
Yeah.
What couple next for you?
Should we do Taylor and Brandon, maybe?
We certainly can. Speaking of awkward and weird. So on their wedding night, we see it was a little bit weird to me that we're like, last episode we saw them get into bed to go to sleep. And then this episode we are rewinding to things that happened before that. And I was like, well, you could have just started in the morning.
Right.
But what were your thoughts on him giving her this Tiffany necklace in the hotel room?
I mean, it was nice. She it seemed like she was touched by it, and that was nice. It's not my cup of tea when it comes to jewelry, but if she liked it and it was like something that he did for her, I mean, there's worse things.
It was very sweet. My thing was like, why wait until you're back in the hotel room for this? Like, I would have sent this to her when she's getting ready for the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like, and then have her walk out knowing your last name already and having like the pendant on. That would have been sweet, but he's a weirdo. So like, of course he wouldn't think about that. Thoughts on her waking him up via pillow fight in the morning?
I mean, it's a choice.
She made the decision. She definitely made a choice. I'm a morning person. This morning I was awake at like 5:30. I'm a naturally early riser. I would be upset by this though. Like, I have no problem getting up and being super alert right away, but don't hit me with stuff, especially if I'm sleeping or like if I've just woken up. And we'll talk about another couple that can't handle mornings either later on. But there was a moment where he looked like he wanted to yell at her and then like decided not to. It's like, well, probably shouldn't. But I think he was more upset than he was letting on. Then in bed, we get toilet seat talk out of them. I know this is one of your favorites.
It is.
Like,
always.
How hard is it to just put it down?
This is what I want to know. Like, I just don't. And he's like, well, as long as you don't fall in. It's like, well, there's no guarantee of that if you're leaving it up, bro. It takes 2 seconds. Like, I mean, men have to poop, right? So like, even if you're living by yourself, like, why are you keeping your toilet seat up? Is it that hard to just lift it when you pee? I don't know.
Listen, I'm recording right now. I'm recording in our basement. I am the only one down here 90% of the time. This is where I work. When my son and I hang out, we're usually down here because a lot of his stuff is down here too. And then my wife can have like the upper 2 floors to have quiet time and whatever. There's a toilet 15 feet away from me right now. The lid is never up on that thing, and I'm the only one who ever uses it. Like, I just put it down. I put both lids down because like it's kind of like turn the light off when I leave the room. Just like I close down shop when I'm done in there.
Yeah.
But he's like, yep, I don't know, man. I might leave it up sometimes. I'm just like, just don't.
Like,
Not so hard. Just don't.
If I fell in, I would rage. I would absolutely. I would take a cup of toilet water and throw it on him.
Like I can't imagine how jarring that would feel. Like it would suck. I wouldn't want that. Yeah. No, but he's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna do it. I might leave the refrigerator door open too. Who knows? I'm just like, come on, man.
Every light in the house.
Right. Just leave the garage open when no one's home.
Yeah, it's fine.
Taylor then goes to meet her in-laws, and like I think that she was trying to approximate the way that he behaves because she was laughing like Jessica and Austin when she sat down, and mom and aunt were stone-faced. They were like, what are you doing? We're having a serious conversation.
Yeah.
And it faded from her fast. It wasn't like a contentious talk, but I think they were just like, no, this is a serious, let's talk seriously instead of like making this a joke, basically.
Yeah. And they came in real hot right away. Like, how many kids do you want? Like, oh my God.
Like, oof, let me calm down a little bit on that. But her meeting with them went a whole lot better than his meeting with hers.
Yes.
Goodness gracious. I was uncomfortable. I was scratching myself a lot. I noticed, like I was squirming in my seat. I don't know why he came in so unprepared for this conversation.
Well, he just woke up, Brian.
Oh my God. Yeah. So, okay. All right, let's recap. Because to rewind, the night before, he already bombed the first meeting with her mom. So you have to know, like, I need to go in here prepared to deal with this. He sits down and they're like, so how are you? He's like, oh, well, I just woke up trying to get myself together. And I think it's her cousin's like, well, I wish I could wake up as late. Like under her breath. It's just like, you're already fucking up.
Yeah, for sure.
Which all you have to say when somebody asks how you're doing is like, I'm doing great. Like, I'm married now. What a wonderful night I had. I like your daughter a lot. He's like, oh, I don't know. I'm tired. Yeah. Not a great start.
Yeah, no.
It feels like he really thought he could just like show up and charm the hell out of them because of who he is. And like, that's not how any of this is going to fly. Right away, I think the cousin again is like, so you're 33. Aren't you married yet? What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't necessarily love that. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I've been with my same partner for a very, very long time. And so I haven't had to date in these modern times. But it seems terrible. And it just seems like it is a lot harder than it used to be in the good old days or whatever. And I feel like maybe we shouldn't immediately jump to judge people on their singledom based on age.
No. And I think there's a way that you can ask this, which is like, clearly we think you're wonderful. You are somebody who is in the right mindset of being married and having a long-term relationship. Why do you think you haven't had that yet or something? Instead of being like, you're 33, what the fuck, man?
Right.
Which is kind of how they come at him. But his answer makes it worse. He's like, well, we're millennials. We have problems with commitment. And I'm like, what do you mean we?
Yeah. I mean, again, been in a relationship a long time, but based on things I know of my friends who have dated in the last 5 to 10 years, that's not totally inaccurate. But it's not something that you would say to your loved ones.
And also, you could say it without including yourself. Yeah, you could say it without including yourself in this. What you could say is like, I've been ready. Like I've had multiple relationships that I thought were going to end in marriage, and every time I thought it was going to go that way, the woman was basically like, I'm not in the mindset for a long-term committed relationship anymore. I'm out. Like that's a better way to put that than being like, well, I'm afraid of being committed to somebody. Like, that's not a great way to put it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he is swallowing so hard the entire time. Like he is gulping whenever he has to swallow. And by the end of it, I'm like, yeah, all three of them just hate your guts. If they don't like you, they don't trust you. They don't want you around. He's made a terrible impression on them.
They do not feel good about how he is going to take care of her, I believe.
No.
What they said.
Yeah, because the cousin was like, so I need some kind of reassurance that you're good to your women. Like, are you? And he's like, nah, not really. He couldn't answer anything.
It's so weird. I mean, he did go over, and he said this again, like later on, I think in a talking head, like when I'm with someone, I'm like with them. It's like, okay, that's nice, but are you kind? Do you look out for them? Do you support them? Do you uplift them?
Well,
Like,
and also it's a lie. It's a lie to be like, when I'm in a relationship, all I care about is my partner. Because like no one does. Like you
right,
also care about your own well-being and your own
right,
emotional state. And that's not like a detriment.
right.
That you should also care about yourself. So this lie of like, when I'm with somebody, all I care about is making her happy. Like, no. And that to me is a bit of a red flag. You're trying too hard.
Yeah.
Um, when they have their debrief about how it went, Brandon lies about it. Like, oh, it was great. Everything was good. And she's like, oh, good. I'm happy
Yeah.
to hear that because I
Yeah.
thought it was going to go real bad. But then Taylor is like, I'm worried because everyone says that you're really blunt and you just say what's on your mind. Like, I don't want to be disrespected.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't want to shut down or to have you shut down because you're too blunt with everything. And he's basically like, yeah, I'm going to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
No reassurance.
Like, well, see how this goes.
Tough break, homie.
Oh,
Um,
God.
they get a little bit of honeymoon prep here. She's gotten the matching swimsuits. I'm curious how she knew what size to get him, because swim trunks are not the kind of thing that just like a one size fits all. If they're too big, they're coming off. If they're too small, you're out of luck.
Yeah. I mean, maybe production helped with
Could have
that.
been. Could be.
I also hated the swimsuits.
I didn't like them.
Hated them. Hated them.
I don't. It's enough to like have a hat, because they had hats and swimsuits, and I'm like, gnug, it's enough. We don't need to have branding all over ourselves at all times.
It's too much.
What was that thing that he pulled out of his bag and was decided to put on? Were those underwear? Was that a Speedo? Like, he's like, can't wait to put these on, and they were like the size of, I don't know, an iPhone. Like, what was that?
I don't know. I don't know.
It was like it was styled as a tuxedo, I think, and it had like a printed on belt, and I'm just like, I don't know what this is.
God.
I'm uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, for sure. And she had like, again, just these couples are just loving the like wedding branded merch. My God.
They fucking love it. It's a wonder they didn't have like a sponsor that they were also trying to like push that makes this kind of stuff.
It's too much.
They get to Panama, and you need to drink every time this guy says Mrs. Reed, because he says it like 85 times in a 1 minute span.
Yes.
She likes to hear it, but eventually I'm like, all right, man, like, we understand you guys are married. She's your wife. Like, enough.
Yeah.
You don't. She has a first name too.
Yeah. Taylor. That's her name.
And and I was genuinely irritated that he did not take his earbuds out this entire time.
I didn't even catch that.
Oh my God. It's the first thing I noticed, because I was like, okay, maybe he has one in, because like I'll do that sometimes, like have one, but like they're both in and they're having a full conversation. He can clearly hear her just fine, so he's not playing anything. But I just can't imagine just walking around with earbuds in as an accessory. He lays on the bed with them in.
I think people do this all the time, actually.
Oh my God. I don't get it. Maybe have like a sensory thing or something, but I'm just like, the second I get somewhere where I'm not actively listening to something, they go back in the case.
Yeah.
They just right back in the case. So yeah, I was just like, if that was me and I'm telling me, dude, take them out. I'm talking to you. Like, it's disrespectful to me. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. But again, she seems fine with it. She likes him somehow. So like, we'll see sort of where that develops. For some reason, she's into this guy.
Yeah, they seem very comfortable with each other right now. Like, that initial awkwardness is just gone, and they seem comfy. And
she's already like, oh, we're gonna have sex, but we're gonna. And I'm just like, oh boy, you sure?
Great. Okay.
All right. In your life, I guess. Which couple next for you?
Let's talk about Mindy and Zach.
Okay, I was gonna say we're gonna save the two disasters for the end, or we gotta do one of them.
Let's do a disaster sandwich. So we'll have disaster, good, I guess, and then
they're good. Yeah, I think the happiest couple was Jessica and Austin, but I think that Katie and Derek are happy too. But Mindy and Zach are confusing to me. I should say Zach is confusing to me. Mindy is very easy to read because she has no poker face.
Right.
But like on the wedding night, she is turned on to the point of like not being able to function as a human anymore.
I mean, to be fair, this motherfucker is like Rico Suave. Just picked her right up off her feet and like cradled her and like laid her on the bed like a fucking romance novel.
Yeah, I did
I mean,
think it
he
was
knows
weird
what
that he
he's
laid
doing.
her he laid her the wrong way, where her
Yeah.
head was at the foot of the bed, and I'm like, maybe for the camera. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, no, she is into him. Like, I don't know if she's just not somebody that gets red naturally, but she should be bright red this entire time.
Yeah.
She's in the bathroom and now she's in her head, like worried that he's not going to like her without makeup on. And I'm like, okay, at this point, you've made it too clear that you're super into him and you think he's the prize to be won in this
Yep.
relationship. You've
Yeah.
given him way too much power already.
Yes. The man is objectively very attractive.
He's a super good looking dude.
Yes. And this is not any shade on her because obviously I don't know her dating past, but I don't think she's ever been with anyone this attractive and she doesn't know what to do with it.
I don't think most people have.
Well,
like
exactly.
You put him next to all the other guys and you're like, well, everyone else seems normal. This guy belongs on Bravo. Like, why are you the way you are?
Yeah. Like, why didn't he choose to go on The Bachelor?
For real. No, he would fit right in on Love Island.
Yeah.
He looks like those dudes. He would
too
clean
old
up on
for
that.
Love Island, but yes.
Yeah. When he was younger, he'd fit right in. But then in the morning after, he's playing into this. He's walking around in a towel for no reason.
Yeah.
He's not wet. So it's like, oh, I just got out of the shower. He's bringing breakfast in. You're not getting ready to get into the shower. You're just walking around in a towel to turn her on, I think.
Probably.
Which, like, tease her, maybe? Because they didn't have sex the night before, which was surprising to me.
They seemed like they had a pretty good makeout session. Like, he was like, can I kiss you? And she goes, you don't even have to ask. I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was clearly like, yeah, man, come and clap these cheeks. And I guess he just decided not to. Like, it seems like she was down and he just didn't feel like it or something. But then why are you walking around in a towel then? Because, like, it's a towel where he's like wrapped it in the front. His dong could fall out at any moment in time.
Any moment.
You know, so, like, I don't know why you're acting this way towards her. You're sending her all kinds of mixed signals.
Well, he's also on camera, so
true. Which we will talk about when Shani breaks him down to the studs.
Yep.
Mindy goes and meets the in-laws, and again, no poker face, sits right down. Oh my god, he's perfect, it's amazing. I'm just like, okay, Mindy, like pull the reins a little bit.
I mean, bless that Carol did not show up.
Thank God. Eeyore did not come to this fucking meal. I wanted to see her there just to be like, is this how you always are? Or is it just like having a rough night? But she was like, I'm not coming to this. I
was gonna say, I guarantee Zach's dad was like, okay, we're gonna go film this lunch. And Carol was like, the hell we are.
Yeah, who the fuck is we?
I fulfilled my commitment to this.
Yeah, I will see you at home.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, the family loves Mindy. Mindy loves the family. Yeah. Everything goes really smoothly. There were no hiccups there.
They also did say, though, that he doesn't respond to things with emotion.
True. He's
so
a robot.
That's, I mean, isn't that like what a sociopath is?
Mm-hmm. And
okay,
she is.
I'm not a doctor, but you know.
I thought you were. She is only emotion. So, like, that's gonna be tough because she belongs on the cast of Inside Out. And he's just apparently cold fish. So hopefully they can get that sorted out. Zach goes to meet Shani and Taj. Taj might as well not even be there. She doesn't say anything. Shani takes over because she has been trained at Quantico. Right away, she's like, so, like, why did you sign up for this show? And his answer is a little bit meandering, where he's like, well, you never know where you're going to find opportunities and something or other. And she's like, okay, so, like, this for exposure? Because I noticed that you're a trainer, but also kind of a model. And then, of course, they show a bunch of his modeling shots on screen. And she's like, so you're just doing this to, like, you know, get your name out there, get more recognition. And he's like, my conscience wouldn't allow me to do that. Bitch, just say no. Just say, like, no, I can understand how it might come across that way, but, like, I am dedicated to this. Don't make it sound like you're above reproach.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
You ain't.
Yeah.
Then she's basically like, so you're around bad bitches all the time. Obviously, you train them. You're in pictures with them as a model.
It was called out in the speech at the wedding that you shouldn't come to the gym because men and women are both upset that he has a wife.
Yeah, someone is going to fight you if you show up at the gym. Maybe multiple people at one time are going to get jumped. And he's just like, no, I'll find ways to make her feel special. And I don't think any of these answers are winning Shani over at all.
No.
She's just like,
At one point, she gets on her talking head and goes, I think he knows exactly what to say. Like, she's not
yeah.
wrong.
No, she's not wrong at all. There was another season, I'm trying to think, it was a few years ago, where the wife used to do beauty pageants. And when she met with the in-laws, I think it was like his cousin was like, I don't know, man. Everything you say is like a perfect answer. Like, is this like is this because you used to do pageants and blah, blah? She's like, no, I'm just being honest, which I think she was. But I'm just like, well, that's not, you're going to say like, oh, your answers are all too good. Well, if they were bad answers, you're mad at that too. If you're like, you're saying all the wrong stuff. But she's like, no, I like him. Basically.
Yeah.
In this case, it does seem like it maybe because we know he doesn't lead with emotion.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of this is a little bit inauthentic and a little bit kind of you're saying what you know that they want to hear.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think that they're picking up on that probably from when they talked to him at the wedding.
Yeah.
And from him going down on one knee and taking a selfie and all things.
Yeah.
I think that they're not raising red flags, but those flags are yellow trending orange.
Yeah, for sure. I did find it funny. They're like, we talk your family, we love your family. And I was like, did they meet Carol?
Carol was gone. Yeah, Carol popped in for one shot and left. When they have their debrief, Mindy is like, you're the best communicator I've been with. And I'm just like, I think you're mistaking confidence with good communication skills.
Agreed.
Like, he doesn't ever fumble over his words. That's true. He's a very like confident speaker.
Yeah, eloquent, prolific. Yeah.
Right. But I don't think that he's really communicating very well. He's a good speaker. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he's really telling you anything.
I mean, you can confidently speak word salad.
Oh yeah.
You know? And that doesn't mean that you've communicated a goddamn thing.
No, not at all. You can be very confident saying nothing at all.
Yeah.
And it sounds really cool, especially if you're like staring into his eyes lovingly, but like he's not really saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
When they have their honeymoon prep, I think he is like a prop because he had a towel before and now he's just walking around chewing on a toothbrush. And I'm like, you're not brushing your teeth. If you just finished brushing, why is it in your mouth again? If you haven't brushed yet, why isn't there toothpaste on the toothbrush? You're just walking around chewing on a toothbrush like Steph Curry with a mouth guard.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like that's like something that we see in scenes in like movies and TV shows when characters are having a conversation in a bathroom. It's like, oh, are you just replicating what you've seen in TV shows? It's the whole thing.
It's weird to me. It is very strange to me. But then once they get to Panama, he is full mask off at this point.
Yep.
Like, he's got no one to impress anymore. We are done with the vows. I've gotten you into a foreign country. I'm not being nice anymore.
Yeah.
She's talking because Mindy likes to talk. I'm sorry, game recognized game, and she looks very familiar to me because I can never stop talking. But like, he's essentially like, okay, are you gonna talk while I'm washing my face too? And I'm just like, oh shit, man. Like, she's like, I was planning on it, but I guess not anymore. And then she still does.
Yeah, and she just keeps going.
Yeah, but I'm just like, that would hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Like, can you just shut the fuck up for like 3 minutes, please? Like, no.
I mean, here's the thing. I think this guy mostly sucks. Obviously, I'm like not team Zach, but I also feel like, and he was warned about this by her friends that she's just like nitpicks and like gets hung up on little things. And I think there's some of that, not all of it, but because he is being the worst, but some of that here. She's like, and all the other guys were carrying the bags and doing this, and he wasn't, and it's just like, dude, he's actually been pretty smooth, all things considered, until this moment, which I guess maybe we don't see everything, but it seems like, at least from what we've seen on camera, even on the plane and leading up, like, he's been pretty smooth with you. He hasn't been horrible. And like, I wouldn't, honestly, if my dude and I went on vacation and I carried my own bag, I wouldn't even think about it.
No. Well, and it brings me back to what her friends said about her, where they were like, you have to be very clear in your communication with her because she's going to overanalyze everything. Yeah. And she's going to like take any little thing that's not clear and run with it to the worst possible conclusion.
Right.
So, he was prepared for this. And I think all it would take in that moment is to kind of be like, oh man, like I didn't want to make you feel that way. Like it's not how I'm feeling. It's just I'm adjusting to having a partner again. I've been single for a long time. You can say some things that would clear this up.
Yeah.
Instead, he's like, don't compare me to anybody else. And I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That's
Yeah,
not going to
yeah,
help
yeah,
this at all.
yeah.
Especially because I'm sure that she saw like Derek wearing Katie like a backpack all day or whatever.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm sure this is a little bit like, man, you don't do that stuff for me.
Yeah.
But like we get her confessional and she's clearly been crying because she
Yeah.
has like visible white streaks directly from her eyes.
Yes.
And like she basically says that she feels like he's treating her like a friend and not a wife, which would suck, especially after how into him she is. She then does something that to me, I'm not going to say is unforgivable, but it would bother me of like, I'm just really tired. I'm going to get into bed and not take a shower after being in the airport on a plane and walking around in the tropics all day.
I had the same reaction. I was like, come on, babe.
It
Just
takes you 10 minutes
rinse
max.
real quick. Also, you'll feel better.
Yeah, you'll feel better. You're going to feel good in the morning when you wake up and your sheets aren't all gross.
Oh my
But
God.
like, I mean, listen, I understand being very tired. As I said before, there's a bathroom right over there from where I'm sitting. I don't know the last time I have been downstairs working until like midnight, 1 in the morning, and haven't just gotten in the shower quick before I get in bed.
Right.
And like, it's not for anybody, but I'm gonna feel gross if I've
Right.
been at my computer for 9 hours working and then I get up and just go lay in the bed.
Yeah.
And so I get why he's like, he makes a face that is wild. I mean, he looks like he's getting ready to puke. And then she tries to kind of laugh it off and it's like, oh, it's okay. You don't have to cuddle me, Bubba. He's like, I'm not going to cuddle oil. I'm like, oh, Jesus. I mean, I can call her olive oil because she's, of a similar build.
Right.
But, like, just that would hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Like, that would suck to hear.
Yeah, that would hurt my feelings too. I mean, he wasn't wrong to push back. It was just the way in which he did it. Again,
Yeah.
would like to be very clear that I think this guy full sucks and I have since the first day. But there's, a broken clock goes right twice a day.
Yeah, wash your body. There's two ways to do this. One, you could be like, listen, I get that you're super tired. I understand that. Like, this would actually really mean a lot to me if you would just quick rinse off.
Please, for the love.
Don't be Kristen Doty refusing to take a shower before you get supposed to. Like, I get you were in the ocean. The ocean doesn't have soap in it.
Yeah.
So like, you're gonna want to wash
no
off.
Soap. I mean, all he had to have said was like, if you shower, we'll bang. And she probably would have been in there so fast. It would have been like a Looney Tunes like cartoon where you saw like the dust from her just like running off.
Right.
Yeah,
Mindy-shaped dust cloud. Well, that's I was gonna say like I'll shower with you if you want to quick. She would have like been in there before you finish the sentence.
Yeah.
Like instead he's just like, no, you're disgusting and I'm grossed out by you. And like this is foul and I question all your hygiene now and I'm gross. And so I'm like, okay, that's a rough dismount. I didn't realize we were going to get more from them. So
yeah,
we get a shot of her self-filming, just wandering the hotel grounds by herself, probably at like 1 in the morning.
I think she said it was 3.
My God, like a wandering vagrant. This is like security film from what happened to her. We found her body in the ocean. What happened?
Yeah.
She's basically just like, he told me he's not building any attraction to me at all in our marriage. And he asked what he should do about that. And I told him, I don't think this is going to work then. And he said, that's not the answer I was hoping to hear. What answer were you trying to hear?
Yeah.
Like, what did you think she was going to say?
I don't know. But I also, again, he sucks. But there are gaps. I need the gaps filled in because the conversation probably spiraled from the not taking a shower thing. He was probably like in his feelings about that and really definitely did not want to be sharing a bed with someone who had not showered after a full travel day. They probably got in an argument. He probably said something about not feeling attracted to her in that moment. Like, what should I do about it? I don't know. I think there's gaps. And I don't think he is innocent, but I don't think it's as cut and dry as it sounds in this like Blair Witch White Lotus combo video that we're getting here. So
she's so scared. We're missing connective tissue
yeah,
because like on the wedding night, y'all were necking a whole lot.
Yeah.
Y'all were about to have sex on the street during your photos.
Yeah.
And then to go, and he was telling the camera he thinks that she's beautiful. He likes her. And then to go from that to like, I'm not attracted to you. Something happened. Was there like a Mindy shaped stain on the sheets from how gross her body was? Like something had to have happened to have him be like, no, this is foul. But in any event, he didn't handle it well because now she's by herself wandering around. He's probably like sound asleep. So like it didn't go great.
Yeah. He's really like, this is great.
Know,
a nice clean bed all to myself.
Yeah. He's fully starfished out in the middle of the bed wearing a towel. All right. So you want to talk about Katie and Derek next, right?
Yeah.
Okay. With them, again, we don't get a ton with them either because things are going well, but like on the wedding night, the sexual tension is wild. Katie points out the big old bowl of condoms that they have. Apropos of nothing.
And she's like, but did you know I'm allergic to latex? It's like,
right? Well, before that, he's like, yeah, no, your friend Caitlin told me to blow your back out. So like, I guess I have to do that tonight. And she's like, yeah, you have to go in raw because I don't have. I'm just like, whoa, you guys, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Pump all the brakes.
He was trying to be nice about drunk Caitlin. And like, I don't know, she was mortified and rightfully so.
Well, she's vulgar, so like you can't be nice about that.
Yeah, no.
And especially after the bathroom talk that they had, I'm sure she was the whole night like, God, peripheral vision. Where I need to see Caitlin at all times to make sure they stay apart.
Yeah,
and she let her guard down for a moment, I guess. But by the time they're laying in bed, they want the cameras gone so bad. Yeah. They're just like, I just want to like get naked right now, essentially.
Yeah.
The morning after, to my surprise, we found out that they did not have sex. They were up all night almost having sex.
Yes.
But apparently they did not. So I assume they just like swapped off performing oral on each other over and over again all night long.
Probably.
That's kind of what I feel. And I blame the latex for that.
It's the latex.
Yeah. If they had something else, they probably would have gotten it on.
Yeah, production didn't check in on allergies.
No. And Derek did say that he felt like having sex on the first night would be like having a one night stand that doesn't end. And I'm like, that's not a thing. No. That's just a relationship where you have sex early. So I don't
exactly.
I don't get that. When Katie goes to meet the in-laws, it was funny to me that she had to walk in like she was not just blowing him 12 seconds before this. She has to walk in, try to act like innocent and demure. And I'm like, dude, no, he was wearing your underwear as a face mask a second ago. So like, you got to calm down a little bit. But then Claudia, his mom, is like, so like, obviously, you know, we fucked up bad. Your parents fucked up bad. How are you not going to fuck this up?
Yeah.
Her answer was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I've kind of seen what not to do.
Yeah, we've learned.
And then, and she mentions that like as a therapist, she's good at getting people to like, you know, talk about things that maybe they're a little bit nervous to talk about or whatever. So she won them over pretty well. Derek goes to meet with her parents and drops the bomb. He's never been in love before, which somehow made her mom like him more, which was weird. Yeah. She's like, oh, that means he's really serious about this. And I'm like, is that what that means?
Maybe in her mind, it's like, oh, Katie will be his first and forever love.
Yeah, I think she's thinking that, but also she's crying a lot. And there's also a part.
Katie looks so much like her mother.
Yeah, no, Katie's her mom with more freckles.
Yeah.
That's all it is. There's a part where her mom is at the table. I think Derek is talking to Dante, and her mom is fully dissociated. She's like just looking down and like, I wonder what's in her head in that moment. I got a picture for our socials, but she looks like she's just in a whole other place and not her body is there. Her spirit is not.
Yes.
Derek pulls Dante for a chat. Like, hey, can I meet you over at Soul Ties real quick?
That's right.
And they go outside where he's basically like, okay, listen, Michael Keaton, I do need to ask you for permission to marry your daughter after I did it. So like, I'm like, that's a little bit late now. But yeah, no, Beetlejuice is impressed by this. He almost cries.
Very into it. Love.
They have a hug. It's very sweet. And like, you know, it's one of those things that is an antiquated thing. Like I did it, I think, because I think you're supposed to, but it is a weird thing to do.
So it's not my favorite antiquated tradition. It's you know, it comes from a different the origins are in very different times.
Yeah,
And that
it's
like
giving Dark Ages.
yeah, like women were yeah. And so I
Mhm.
don't love it because it's like my father doesn't own me and he's not handing me off to my husband to then like maybe also own me a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I'm my own person.
That's what
But
you thought.
to your point, if a man were to propose to me without at least having a conversation with my father, it would be a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. I don't remember specifically what I said. I don't think it was like, do I have your permission?
Yeah,
I think it was just like, I want to ask her to marry me. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Or like something
right.
like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, my father-in-law also almost cried. It was very sweet.
Oh,
Um, when they have their debrief, Derek tells her about this. Katie becomes a puddle and like
yeah.
melts into his arms. I'm like, God, you're tiny. You're
She
so
is
much smaller than
so
him.
she is so tiny. She is a
Ah,
tiny person.
he's
Um,
pocket sized.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I also laughed at their walking on the street interview and also when Jessica and Austin did it because you have to walk so slowly to do these that it makes it look like you don't know how to walk.
Yeah,
Like you're walking so slow.
yeah,
That's like it's your first time. Yeah, I mean they're just cute together essentially.
they
They
are.
go to Panama. Of course, you get Katie talking about her ex again. But it's basically like I like him enough that I'm not thinking about him as much.
So when they were packing up their Washington D.C. Their like wedding night hotel room, the phone rings.
Mhm.
And do we think her ex was trying to get in touch with her before she left?
It's canon now, yeah. He somehow found the room number
That's what I
and
thought.
tried to call in. I hope so. He's like, I'm just gonna ruin this, you guys. I'm not even a
She,
serious person. I'm just gonna try to ruin it.
she was like, "Who is that?"
Yeah, she knows who the fuck it is. When they get to Panama, they don't have a whole lot of their footage, but Katie is like, yeah, so I phoned ahead for sheepskin condoms. I'm having birthday sex. Was essentially what happened at the end of there. Which, good. I hope she had a shower first because otherwise that bed is going to be rancid.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, not great.
Let's hope.
Let's blow the whole thing up here with Mika and Michael.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ. Mika asked Michael to help her out of the dress, as all the husbands do. Even
Right.
weird ass Austin was able to handle this.
Yes.
Why does he react like she asked him to fish a hairy clog out of a drain?
He was so weird about it. And
It
for
was so
someone
weird.
who is so focused on banging this woman,
Mhm.
he sure as shit doesn't want to help her take her clothes off.
It was so weird to me. Where he's like, nope, no, I'm not doing that. Oh. I'm just like, well, how was she gonna get it off, man? Like she can't reach all the stuff in the back.
I feel like this plays into the conversation we then see later about him on camera versus him off camera. Like
Yes.
if he's going, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I feel comfortable about taking your clothes off. That like plays into the like, oh, I'm very respectful about this with
Right.
her.
And the moment the camera's off, he's over here helicopter digging.
Yeah.
Like I don't get his reaction was strange. They get in bed and again she's in a full robe.
Full robe.
And he seems to think they're gonna start hooking up. And then she's like, no, I just kind of want to go to sleep. And he like physically throws his head back and sighs. And I'm like, buddy, you got to cover it better than this.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Thoughts on him ordering breakfast loud as hell the moment she wakes up?
I mean, she was put off by it. I probably would be too. I mean, to be fair, like what he was ordering all sounded great, but also I'm not a big breakfast gal. So if I had to wake up to my husband like shouting into a phone about chicken sausage, I would be very unhappy.
And see, my wife and I had to have a similar conversation. I think it was once I first moved in with her, where she's like, no, listen, hey, if we're in bed, we should be whispering. Like, I don't care if it's nighttime. I don't care if it's the morning. Do you hear how I'm talking? Because like you should talk like this in the bed. We don't need to. Because I'm ordinarily full volume. It's like no. It's bedtime. We're not doing that. So like, I've had to adjust how I speak in bed.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah, no, I certainly wouldn't like sit up and be like, moon's over my hammy, please. Like he's shouting into the phone. And also, did he order evaporated milk as a beverage? That's an ingredient.
You have evaporated milk. I was like, what Is this 1922? Like, what?
Right.
Why are we ordering evaporated milk?
I was like, okay, I don't know. I do a little bit of baking. I know condensed milk is super sweet, but like, I don't know what he's ordering. I'm just like, what? Are you gonna drink that?
Mika goes, evaporated milk. I was like, yes, girl, we're all you.
No, it's insane. It's just all very, very odd to me. We find out also in that moment that Mika doesn't try new foods, which I would probably have a hard time with this, depending on how strict you are about it. Because then that restricts what I can eat. Like that limits the restaurants that we can go to. My high school girlfriend would only ever order buttered noodles at every restaurant I went to, and I'm like, oh my god, you're fucking 5. That's a step down from chicken tenders. Like, really, buttered noodles is all you're getting? So then I'm like, well, I guess I won't order this filet. I'll get something different.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm like, just get the filet. My sister is a very picky eater. It has been her whole life. Her husband is a very adventurous eater. And I feel like when they go out, it's like he knows she's probably just going to order her Caesar salad and like chicken, and he will get whatever he wants. He's like, yeah, bring on that like octopus pasta. I can't wait to eat it. And it's fine. Like, I don't know.
Do you have braised ostrich? Want some of that? Yeah. No, I would struggle a little bit, but then he tries to like hit her with the okie doke here later on, where he's like, well, I don't want to go ziplining. Kim, you strike me as somebody who has ziplined. Is that accurate?
I have not.
Oh, okay. I also have not. I wouldn't want to, but not because I'm afraid of heights. The harness looks uncomfortable, basically. To me. Yeah. But she's like, no, I know it's squid and it's gross, but like I'll eat it. So you're gonna get on that fucking zip line.
Yeah.
He goes to meet the in-laws. This is better than Brandon did, but not by a whole lot.
Yeah.
They ask if he's ever cheated on somebody. Motherfucker, they're not gonna check. Just say no.
You literally just say no.
Just say no.
All you have to say is no.
I would never. Matter of fact, dress it up. I would never, because I've been cheated on. I know how bad that feels. Do something like this. Like, let me pause for a very long time.
Very long time.
And then just say like once, but only emotionally, by accident. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about?
It's not an accident.
No, you accidentally developed emotional feelings for somebody else. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
you were having sex with that person.
Yes.
Mika goes to meet his family, and she's talking about how much she likes him and that he's everything that she asked for. Then the family drops yet another bomb that Michael shuts down if he's pushed on something. So to recap, he's got a hard exterior, a weird sense of humor.
Yes.
He cannot communicate, and if you push him, he's gonna shut down.
Yeah.
Everything you wanted, huh? This is the guy you ordered.
I also thought the setup was interesting, where they're like, he already has 2 strong women in his life. So
yeah,
don't add on to that.
So what he needs is a real weakling. Right? He needs a wimp.
Make sure that you shrink yourself, because we're already here.
It's all very uncomfortable. She's handling it really well, but then when they talk about it, she's very straight up. She's like, I'm afraid you're gonna shut down during conflict because your family says you do that. And he's like, oh, nothing to worry about. We're never gonna have conflict. She's like, okay. Like that was his reassurance. And she's just like, I want to push you to stay in the conversation and talk it out instead of like shutting down and leaving. Which is it's just scary foreshadowing. On their honeymoon prep, again, they have the zipline conversation, and I'm just like, I could understand just being like, hey, I'm really afraid to do this. Like, is there something else that maybe you'd also want to do on this vacation that's adventurous that I would not be so scared about?
Right.
But like, no, we're doing that. We're ziplining, and I'm going to eat gross Brussels sprouts. Just like, yeah, all right. I mean, stand your ground. I get that she's advocating for what she wants.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? Yeah,
I like that she proposed a trade-off.
And then he thought he was going to trick her.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm fine with that deal.
And do you know what calamari even is? All right.
Like, yeah, it's squid. Like, yeah, it's not something, it's on every like Italian restaurant you've been to on their appetizer list. It's not that weird of a thing.
You can get it fried with ranch dressing in the Midwest. So
yeah, no, I was at the grocery store the other day. They have it frozen in the frozen food section. You get calamari rings. Yeah. I will say I like the rings. I like the strips. I don't like the little baby squids with the tentacles on there.
Oh,
That's not as good for me.
I fuck with those.
I'll eat them. I'll eat them up, but I prefer if it's rings or strips.
Yeah.
But that's a me thing.
There.
Once they get to Panama, I think Derek is like, the fuck is wrong with these two? Like, he's like, everybody else seems pretty good except for these two.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
At one point, side note, Mindy's like, Katie and Derek have like a youthful energy. And I'm like, is that because Katie is an actual youth?
Yeah, no, she's on summer break from 7th grade right now. Yeah, she's got youthful energy because she brought a trampoline with her. Yeah, she's got a Tamagotchi. Of course she has youthful energy.
Yeah.
I think everyone is kind of noticing that, like, everyone seems pretty happy except for Mika, and then Michael is very quiet. Which, I mean, probably let Zach and Mindy off the hook a little bit here, because I think if they were all hugged up, everyone would notice them being a little bit more distant.
Absolutely.
But this leads to our first big fight of the season, which is upon walking into the room.
Yes.
This doesn't take any time.
Yeah.
Mika sits down and is like, so you told me I have to have sex with you this week or else you're leaving?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, we see two things happen here. Number one, he does exactly what his family said he was going to do. He sits there, lets her talk, doesn't move, doesn't make eye contact with her, doesn't respond. He is just a shell.
A wall.
For this whole conversation. And then we see her do what he says, where he's one way on camera and one way off camera. Because, like, she says that this is what he said. And she's very declarative that, like, you said, if we don't have sex during the honeymoon, you're not going to want to stay in the marriage anymore. Is that not what you said?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I never said that. The exasperation she has in that moment, she basically throws her hands up and is like, you're lying. You are lying right now.
What motivation would she have to make this very specific story up? This isn't something you just sit and you come up with and you're like, you know what? I've been married to this man for 24 hours. I think what I'm going to do is make up this specific story and say it on camera. This feels good. Mm-hmm. Like, no one would do that.
Well, and also he doesn't offer any alternative. He's not like, that's not what I said. This is what I said. He's just like, I never said that. So like, okay, so then what did you say? Because there was some kind of a conversation where this was discussed. Because he's like, oh, I never said there was a timeline on it. It's like, no, you did say that there was a deadline is this week during the honeymoon. So obviously some kind of conversation was had. He never says, this is what I said and not what you think.
Yeah.
He even hits her with like, well, I'm sorry if I put you into an uncomfortable situation. I'm like, buddy, this ain't what you think it is.
No, it's bad. And like, he just keeps going, I didn't have any expectations. And yes, you did. You did and do. And like, it's to the point that Mika is basically like, I think you lied to the experts it cast on the show. Yeah. Like, I think if you acted this way and talked this way in front of them, they would not have picked you for the show. Yeah.
And I think in understanding he's not going to win this argument, he's like, well, I should just go sleep somewhere else then, which is what she told him she doesn't want. She's like, I don't want you shutting down and leaving. I want you to stay in it and talk through the situation. And instead he's like, no, I'm just going to leave, I think. And it's just, this is trouble. Yeah. Like, if it's this early on and you're being accused of being different on and off camera, it's curtains for your whole relationship pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, brother. Let's do some goats and woats here. Who was your goat this week?
Zach's mom was so nice to Mindy, and I feel like Mindy needed that validation. So Zach's mom.
He did. Yeah, for me it was Shani. Shani digging out all of the errors, pointing out all the problems, laying him bare for the whole world to see.
Yeah.
Who was your woat?
I mean, it's Michael. Like, what is this man doing? We are not gaslighting women on camera about pressuring them into sex. Has he learned nothing in these modern times? This is, as I think we discussed, this was filmed in 2020. Like, men should have known these things prior to 2017, but to be fair, men. But they've had 3 years to ruminate on all of this, and this is what you're doing on a national television show.
And mind you, he's the one that specifically pointed out Me Too when he was talking about like sex on the first night with all the dudes.
Foreshadowing, baby.
Yeah. For 55 minutes, my woke was Brandon until the end of the episode. And I'm like, no, it's him. And frankly, I think even Zach is ahead of Brandon now. Because like with Brandon, I'm like, oh, you're really weird and like uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's
these two dudes are making their wives feel bad.
He could be a serial killer.
I mean, several of these men could be. You know, but I'm fairly confident Zach has killed. I don't know who or when or why, but he is a man who has killed. Let's do some couple scores here. Taylor and Brandon.
I have them at a 4 right now.
Okay, yeah, it's weird, but they're going strong. Mindy and Zach.
I have them at a 3.
Wow, better than I would have thought.
Yeah, it's because I think she's just gonna get over this.
Yeah. When they show like scenes from next week, it sounds like everything's fine with them again.
Yeah.
So not sure how he pulled up. Probably like, you know, took his shirt off and put some oil on his body or whatever. Right. Katie and Derek.
5.
Yeah, they're very happy. Jessica and Austin.
Also a big old goofy laughing 5.
Yeah, it's a 5 that can't sit still.
Yeah.
And then Mika and Michael.
I got them at a 1.
Big fucking trouble. Yeah. Big ass trouble.
Yeah.
Y'all, that's the show. If you like us, subscribe to the show and give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends to help us grow the show. If you didn't like us, give us a 5-star rating anyway and lie to your friends the way that Michael lied to Mika. You can also follow us on Instagram and Threads at Mafs Virgin and join our Facebook group, Mafs Virgin Fan Club. We'll get these jokes off all week. Head over to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube. I'm going to post a video. I'm not great at it. I'm not consistent the way that I should be, and I recognize that in myself. ADHD is a problem, but I'm going to try to fix it this week. So I will get this one up, I promise. And we will see you guys next time.